people are very aware of climate change and super concerned about it, and they want to act, but they have this gap in a belief that there's anything they can do about it. It's kind of like a powerlessness or helplessness. So I think in the book, what I was trying to do is say the feelings you have are real feelings, absolutely. And they are influenced by how we come to hear about things and what we believe as a result of what we hear and that sort of thing. And then to your second point, which is this sort of recent emergence of recognizing doomism as a political ploy, I don't know if that was calculated or not, or whether it's become advantageous, because it is true that if you think something is impossible, sadly, we see survey evidence that shows if you really believe we're too late on climate change, even though you care a lot about it, you're very unlikely to engage in the kind of actions that are helpful to climate change.
Yeah.
So we really do. And it makes sense to me. If I think something is really impossible, I usually do have a very hard time motivating myself to keep trying.
I've felt that in like we do our job here in the Salish Sea. And so like, it's not only one place with all its various challenges, it's one place within the wider big world with all of its big challenges. Pretty easy to start talking yourself into a corner of like it feeling like a very, very high uphill battle. But you do an amazing job in this book of like talking about the idea of hope and then taking you to like all these stories and all these news stories we consume would have you believe that like it's been just a tumble down a hill for decades and now like we're just heading straight to hell. But then you it's super effective in the middle. You start to give the examples of like the Bikini Atoll and like nuclear testing, and then our own Elwha River here and everything that's happened there since the dam came down. The dead River Thames, I think, in England, and the Monterey Bay. Like I've read all those Steinbeck books. I went to college in Monterey, and it's very interesting to think about the way the picture that's painted versus what that place was when I was there in like the mid 2000s. And I've seen these pictures before of like Los Angeles covered in smog in like the 60s or 70s, and then what it looks like now. And like the population has grown. It was like very valuable to get these reminders of things that are, I mean, there are so many successes to look at, and then like direct things that you can point to about like where the pivot, the turning point happened.